Future journal horror. I always thought the scariest thing about getting a new roommate would be splitting chores or dealing with someone who left dirty dishes everywhere. But last night, I found something in my roommate's room that's been burrowing into my thoughts ever since. It was a leather-bound journal, the kind that looks expensive. But what made my skin crawl wasn't the cover, it was what was written inside. Page after page was filled with entries dated for the future, and every single one described my life in unnerving, specific detail. At first, I thought it was some twisted joke. There were mentions of things I'd said, clothes I'd worn, even the day I accidentally dropped my mug in the kitchen. The entries grew more detailed as the dates got closer to today. When I flipped to tonight's page, my breath caught. It described me sitting in my own room, feeling watched, hearing faint footsteps just outside my door, right down to the exact time I'd find this entry. The words ended with, "At midnight, they will read this. At 12:01, the knocking will start." I kept checking the clock, telling myself none of this could be real, but every minute felt heavier than the last. Midnight came and went, and I tried to convince myself it was all in my head. But then, right as the clock hit 12:01, a single, sharp knock echoed from the hallway. I froze, my heart hammering, and another knock followed, 3 in total, as described in the journal. I wanted to call out for my roommate, but the silence that followed felt loaded, like the air itself was waiting for me to react. I mustered the courage to open my door, half expecting to see my roommate grinning on the other side. Instead, the hallway was empty, except for the journal now lying at my feet, open to a new entry. They stepped into the corridor. Now the real story begins. I looked up, only to see my own terrified face reflected in the dark window at the end of the hall, except, in the reflection, someone stood behind me, smiling.